And welcome to the February 9th, 2012 Longview City Council meeting. Tonight, our prayer and pledge will be led by Dr. Tim Watson of LeTourneau University. Would you please stand?
Would you pray with me? Thank you so much, Father, for the beauty of this day and just the health and the ability to come tonight and to deliberate and to think through things that are so important to our city. I thank you so much for the councilmen and the councilwomen that serve our city, for our mayor, our city manager, and all those that spend so much time away from their families that they can improve the quality of life in our great city. So I pray that you would give guidance and just counsel and wisdom to this group tonight. We thank you again just for all the blessings that you give us, and most of all for your Son, Jesus Christ. And I pray this in his name. Amen.
Amen.
Would you join me in the Pledge of Allegiance? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Pastor. Council, before we get started, I see we have a couple of guests in the audience tonight. We have Representative David Simpson from District 7. David, please be here tonight. And also we have former Mayor Earl Roberts in the audience tonight with us. Okay, Council, first item is citizen comments. The comment cards that I have tonight are regarding zoning items. Is there anyone here that has anything they'd like to talk about that maybe they can get to fill a speaker card out for? Okay, we'll move from citizen comment. We'll go to presentation. Presentation of the Longview Police Department from the Texas Police Chiefs Association. Chief Dingler. Do I need to go do this? Okay, you'll have to come up here to this dais. Yeah, dais. Name of an airport.
If you don't mind, I'd like to introduce Vivian Montgomery. She's the program manager of the recognition program. And this is Assistant Chief Mike Bishop. He's the commander of the field, the Operations Support Bureau.
Okay, let me, got a little item here on the presentation. In this past January, the Longview Police Department completed a re-recognition process, and again, the department was awarded the recognized status by the Texas Police Chiefs Association Foundation. The police department is one of less than 50 departments in the state of Texas to attain this award. And the department received the following certificate, which reads, Texas Police Chiefs Association Foundation. To all that see this certificate, know that the Longview Police Department, having fulfilled the necessary qualifications and mandatory requirements of the Texas Police Chiefs Association, Texas Law Enforcement Best Practices Recognition Program, by voluntarily proving their compliance with the Texas Law Enforcement Best Practices, the Texas Police Chiefs Association Foundation Board of Directors does hereby award this certificate of recognition effective the 25th day of January 2012 through 2016. Chief, congratulations.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate it.
Thank you very much. Chief, you want to say anything else? Okay.
Thank you.
Okay, Council, the next item is a consent agenda. Is there any item on the consent agenda Council would like to consider separately? Mr. Allen.
A short question on items F, H, and I. Item F says talking about personnel, a 504 coordinator. Item H, designating a community development coordinator. Item I says designating an equal rights officer. My question is, do we have these people currently on staff, or will
Okay, do you want those questions answered before we vote on the consent agenda, or you want to pull it for separate consideration?
whichever be easier?
Chuck, you have answers to that question?
We'll be designating existing staff, these positions. These are just by law, they have to have these titles, so we'll be designating these existing staff to handle these duties.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Okay? Yeah. Thank you. Any other questions? Any other questions, comments? Okay, can I have a motion on the consent agenda?
So moved.
Have a motion, a second. All in favor, say aye. Aye. All opposed, motion passes. Item 7, zoning, public hearing will be held to consider application PD 1201. Mrs. Shirley.
Thank you, Mayor, members of council, Mr. Willard. The applicant is requesting to rezone for a planned development. It's actually to get site plan approval on a previously approved planned development. As you can see here, it's on approximately 6.29 acres. It's for a multifamily project, a total of 80 units with a density of 12.72 units per acre. As you can see, this is the area at McCann Road, Spur 63, just south of Spring Hill. It's kind of in a multifamily corridor, complies with the comprehensive plan for medium intensity business. And here's an aerial of that. It's just kind of northwest of the convenience station that's there. Planning and Zoning Commission and staff do recommend approval. I'd be happy to answer any questions.
Okay. Questions, council? Go ahead, Mr. Frost.
Does that have an opening on the McCann Road? Is that, okay.
Yeah, and it's going to be kind of at the northern end to get away from this curve there.
Any other questions? This item requires a public hearing. The public hearing is now open. I have one speaker card, Mark Priestner. He's here only to answer questions. Does anyone have any questions of Mr. Priestner? Okay. Is there anyone else in the audience that'd like to speak to this item? If not, the public hearing is closed. May I have a motion? Have a motion? Second. All in favor say aye. Aye. All opposed, motion passes. Item B, a public hearing to consider application Z1201. Mr. Shirley.
Thank you, Mayor. The applicant is requesting to rezone approximately .279 acres from single-family 2 to general retail. It's an existing business. As you can see, it's surrounded by general retail on Gilmer Road. It is a retail corridor. The land use plan does designate it for high-intensity business. As you can see, here's the building. It was a business. It was annexed into the community. It was existing non-conforming, and they're just wanting to get it rezoned so they'll be conforming with the zoning. P&Z and staff do recommend approval. I'll be happy to answer any questions.
Questions, council? Okay, this item requires a public hearing. Public hearing is now open. I have one speaker card from Mr. Scott Nolan, who also is available for questions. Any questions, Mr. Nolan? Okay, is there anyone else in the audience who would like to speak to this matter? If not, the public hearing is closed. May I have a motion? Have a motion?
Second.
Second, all in favor, say aye. Aye. All opposed, motion passes. Thank you, Mr. Shirley. And we're looking for you to bring a few more of these.
Light caseload this month, but
Yeah, we need some good projects. We need to,
we've got quite a few in the pipeline.
okay, we'll bring them forward. Action items, A, approve an ordinance authorizing a parameter sale of 2004 waterworks and sewer system revenue refunding bonds. Mr. Ed Moore.
Thank you, Mayor, members of council. Interest rates are at least a 45-year low. We issued some waterworks and sewer system revenue bonds in 2004 that carry an average interest rate of about 4.1%, and we are proposing to refinance those at a lower interest rate. This ordinance is a little different from what you've seen before in that a parameter sale, you're authorizing the bonds to be issued, but we're not going to lock in the interest rates until a later date. The way the bond market is, this type financing is happening more and more with legislative bodies only meeting once or twice a month. This gives us a lot more flexibility in locking in the rates and going out on the market. The ordinance before you authorizes the city manager and the finance director to lock in the interest rates and execute what's known as a pricing certificate. right now tentatively on February 29th. The ordinance sets forth some minimum acceptable savings numbers and parameters within which we must meet, or after 180 days, this ordinance becomes null and void. The parameters are the par amount will be no more than $8.25 million, and right now it looks like the par amount would be about $7.6 million. It sets forth a maximum true interest cost of 2.23%, and right now the interest rate looks like it might be around 2.14%. The minimum savings acceptable, we look at it on a present value basis. If we were to take all the savings today, what would that amount to? And we express that as a percentage of the amount of debt we're refinancing, and the minimum is 4% in the ordinance, and right now it looks like it might be about 5.76% savings. Dollar-wise, that translates to about almost $500,000 over the next 13 years. So I am proposing then to council the adoption of this ordinance authorizing the city manager and the finance director to consummate this financing in a couple, 3 weeks. Be
Okay.
happy to answer any questions.
Questions, council? Mr. Allen, you don't like the rate?
Correct.
You want something better? I know. I
No,
know you.
no.
Go ahead,
Depends on
Mr.
whether you're a seller or buyer.
You got the floor,
Yes, sir.
Mr. Allen.
Approximately when would your pricing date be?
We would price them on the 28th of
Okay,
February
of this
and
month.
then execute the pricing certificate the next day.
All right. The 2004 issue, are they callable?
They're callable March 1, 2014. So this is an advanced refunding in that we will take the proceeds of these refunding bonds, buy treasuries with them, escrow them, and on 2014 on the call date, call them in.
All right, this is kind of a question, but the money you make on the treasury bonds, will it exceed what we're currently paying on our interest rates? And if so, will we have to give that back?
Now, we're in a negative arbitrage situation in that the way treasuries are now, we're probably only going to be earning about 20 to 25 basis points in the escrow, so no danger of busting any IRS rules.
Okay, that's it.
Anything else?
No, sir.
You didn't mention the interest rate.
Interest rate. It's,
You like it? I
if
kind of
I
like
was-
that one that I saw in the paper a while back for some other, like a school or something in East Texas, 2.05.
Yes, sir, we did Gilmer,
That was unbelievable.
yeah.
And
And matter of fact,
we're not complaining. We're not-
I don't know who's buying those.
We're-
but
we're-
somebody-
Refinance was 2.05, wasn't it?
sir?
The last big refinance we did last year, wasn't it 2.05 or something like
I
that?
don't think we've ever seen anything in the twos.
We've seen them
Have
in
we?
the twos, but
Yeah, last one we did.
we've not seen them in the low twos.
Okay, any other questions? Go ahead, Mr. Frost.
What treasuries do we invest in?
They'd be treasury notes that we just actually, they're called slugs. They're specifically created for,
So our money's gonna be a slug.
it's a state and local government series treasury that is specifically created for this type financing.
Does that mean they move real slow or
Really,
something?
really slow,
I
yes, sir.
see, like a slug does. Okay. I think that's enough information. Anything else? Did you have something?
The real
Mr. Will?
question is, do you trust Angela and I to pull the trigger at the right time, see, so.
We have a gentleman standing in front of us that has that responsibility.
Oh, okay.
Okay. No other questions, may I have a motion?
Move to approve.
Move to approve, second, all in favor, say aye. Aye. All opposed? Thank you very much.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Yeah, I thought maybe we're gonna have to slug it out so somebody at least give us that interest rate. Okay, item B, consider an ordinance designating 28.62 acres of land in the M. Mann and W.T. Butt surveys as park property to provide for the development of an arboretum. Before Ms. Hill gets started, We brought this as a action item rather than a consent agenda item to make sure we were all on the same page as far as, you know, where we started with the Arboretum and where we are. And I don't know if I can give all the detail, but originally this property was, I guess, given over to the Arboretum Association or a group. And since we have taken the property back because it has not been developed. Okay, so I just wanted this, how long ago did we actually set the Arboretum property up and put the lease together?
That was in 2006, and it reverted to us when they gave up the lease, and now we just want to take it to the higher designation of park property for two main reasons. Number one, this is part of Vision 2015. The Arboretum was designated within the park section of Vision 2015 for development, and we also do plan to bring Paul Borman Trail back down through there, so it does make sense for it to be a park. It will be protected as a park. It's the highest designation the city has for land. So it will help us continue with development. It will help with grant funding also.
Okay. And I want to make a point that Mr. Denzel Marsh, as you'll all remember and recall, was very, very passionate about this program. And I think if he was here today, seeing that this Arboretum project is being positioned to move it to the next level and get this Arboretum built, I think you'd be very proud of that. So you have anything else?
No, sir.
Okay. And I think Ms. Marsh may be here tonight.
Narcine Marsh is here.
Okay. Thank you for being here tonight. Any questions, council?
We do have a committee, or so to speak, working.
Yes, sir. We actually
Designs
met
and
last
things,
week on the master plan with the Lady Bird Johnson Wildflower Center. They're helping us as consultants. So we are proceeding with developing the plan, which would also help us go after grant funding. So
Exactly. Matter of fact, if you recall, in this year's budget, we put monies into the budget to support this specific program to actually get things going. Any other questions? If not, may I have a motion?
Approved.
Have a motion. Second, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, motion passes. Okay, that brings us to items of community interest. Mr. Sims,
Good evening.
good evening.
I was at the cemetery a 3 days ago, and there was a beer can on my wife's grave. And shame on whoever did that. I wish your parents would have, I say that, it may not have been a young person, but I know they're good about tossing beer cans. And, Joe forgives them, I don't.
I know. Okay. Sorry to hear about that, Mrs. Sims, but unfortunately, we have those kind of people
Yep.
in every community.
Yep.
Mr. Williams?
I have nothing, Mayor. I just make a motion that we excuse Councilperson Casher Williams tonight.
Okay, have a motion. Second, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, motion passes. Mr. Frost?
Oh, just one thing about the Arboretum, we're open for donations again. We're looking for them. I think it's gonna
Absolutely.
go this time. Okay.
Absolutely. Mr. Manley?
Just want to compliment the police department. I think it's a wonderful award y'all been given, and it's a reflection of the quality of the group you have there and the team you've assembled there, Chief. Congratulations.
Good job. Mr. Allen, you all talked out tonight, huh?
Yes, sir. Doing fine, thank you.
You did a good job at your town hall meeting. That was,
No, we wanted to, yes, I'm glad you brought that up. I want to thank the people that came out. We had a very nice meeting, a lot of discussion, and I think all the people that were there enjoyed it and got something out of it, and we appreciate the mayor being with us.
well, I'll tell you what, we had probably, I don't know, 45, 50
Had a good
people there.
turnout.
We had and we had some first-time people there, some people that are very active in the community that I've not seen at one of our meetings.
Would
so it
like
was
to
good.
mention one thing I forgot. There's a lot of vacancies coming up on city committees for appointments. And we would like, please come down, fill out an application. I don't know whether you can do that online, internet, or.
You can
do
tell them
that?
what number to call. It's online, okay.
Okay, but we do need people, if you need to be interested in your city. We've got a wonderful city here. You need to be interested in it, and you need to take part in it. That's what we're doing up here tonight, and we ask you to help us and volunteer on the many committees that bring things forward to this council. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Okay, a couple of things. Annual Kids Fishing Day at Teague Park is Saturday, February 11th from 10 a.m. until 2 p.m. Children aged 3 to 16 invited to attend with an adult. Fishing poles loaned to first 100 youth and free bait is provided. Call 903-237-1019. What kind of pole you going to give them? A cane pole? Really? I wish I'd have had something like that back in Opelousas.
They're
man.
loaned, they don't get to keep them. Parks and Wildlife works with us, and then the bait is corn.
They got a Zebco or something? I mean, really?
Yes.
Well, if we'd have been, yeah, to have one of them
Bring your
cat,
grandkids.
have one of them cat. Well, they'd end up making me bring my pole.
Got a bamboo thicket out there and they cut them off.
That's all I ever fished with. All right, then the waterway cleanup at Teague Park is Saturday, February 19th from 9 a.m. until 12 noon. For more information, call 237-1390. Council, is there anything else?
Did you have something about the city sin? Didn't we have something?
The cities, the what?
City sin?
Oh, yeah. We want to introduce something I kind of sprung the other night at the town hall meeting, but I'm going to ask Chuck Ewens to come up and tell us about, and tell the community about a new technology we're getting ready to bring forward.
It's a new smartphone application, or app, as it's known out in the technology world, I guess. What it'll be, it's a new customer service tool called CitySend. It's going to allow residents to report and track service requests using a smartphone or a computer. They can go online as well through our website. We're encouraging residents to download this app this Wednesday, February 15th. It's going to be called our Download Day. We will be notifying the media tomorrow morning and tonight, apparently. So you'll probably see something about that in the morning, I'm sure. We would encourage our residents to use this tool. You'll be able to take a photo of a pothole or a code violation, and we will and be able to track that, and you'll be able to see all the issues that have been reported on the website, and we'll be able to email and let our residents know when they're being addressed, and they can follow it. So we're very proud and look forward to using this tool and providing it to our residents.
One of the issues that came up at the town hall meeting Tuesday night was, potholes, and we discussed how busy our crews stay fixing potholes. And as part of that, one lady, Miss Cassandra Northcutt, said it looks like they get a pothole fixed, and within a short period of time, the pothole's already. So one of the things we're hoping with this type of technology is if the city, if the citizens will engage, this technology, we can catch some of those bad spots before they actually turn into a crater. Because once it's a crater and it gets down to the base material of the road, it's hard to fix those. So we're encouraging our citizens to learn about the technology. And are we going to be doing some mail outs or?
Yes, sir. It will be next week, going out in our water bills to notify our water customers and residents, and you'll see a lot of media, or we'll utilize the media in other ways, marketing strategies to get it out. So we're proud of it. We're looking forward to it. It helps us as a staff. We'll have, we can see, and it also gives the exact location using the GPS technology in the iPhones and the Androids. And it is a free app, I will add, so there's no cost to it.
It is free?
Yes, sir.
Okay, well, there you go, Miss Angela. That was a good story. All right. Okay, if there's no other business, council, meeting's adjourned.